Okay, the more I make these videos, the more I'm getting kind of, I don't know, I'm lacking patience now with these people, these biblical literalists, because their point of view is just so indefensible, and it just does not stand up to any kind of critical analysis, and yet they continue to peddle this ridiculous belief system. So some problems I wanted to raise. If you're going to believe in the creation myth, Genesis, from the Bible, this is my Jehovah's Witness version, but they're all the same. If you're going to believe the Genesis myth, you've got to firstly accept talking snakes and magic apples. Well, to any normal sane person, that should ring some alarm bells if you're going to believe that that's true. Apparently not. Could happen. If the Earth is less than 6,000 years old, there's a problem there, because there's loads of stars that are more than 6,000 light years away. So you've got some excuses to come up with. You can come up with the excuse that light went faster than 300 million meters a second. You'd have to reject some science. They don't seem to have a problem with that. Maybe the stars are not more than 6,000 light years away. Maybe we've got that all wrong, so you could reject that bit of science. Or maybe the light from the stars was created at the same time that the Earth was created and was already sent on its way. So I'd go for that one personally. Or you could make up some other excuse, throw in some fancy terms, make it sound like you know what you're talking about, confuse your audience, and basically stun them with technical sounding language, which is in fact what you'll find they do have on creationist websites. Yeah, I've got some problems with Noah's Ark. Thought it was true, looked into it, realised that it was ridiculous. You got to catch 2 of every type of land-dwelling animal first. Okay, so did they know? Did they have every land-dwelling animal catalogued? Had they explored the globe? Are they going to island hop to the Galapagos Islands and you know, capture the iguanas? What's going on with that? Firstly, you've got to conduct an expedition for over the whole world to find every single land-dwelling, air-breathing animal. Just make sure you've got them all. You've then got to you've then got to find out what they eat, because might we eat koala bear, eucalyptus leaves. You've got your koalas, feed them some straw. Koala's dead. You're going to be in big trouble. So you've got to find out what they eat. So obviously they did a major naturalist study and found out what everything likes, got what they needed, and there were some animals that have very fussy diets. But that wasn't a problem. You've got to house the animals. You've got to work out where you can put them all. You've got to build the ark, of course. That's a very small part of it. Apart from the fact that it's the largest wooden ship ever built, and there's no steel cross bracing or anything. Literalists will tell you that it was around about 450 feet or about 140 meters. That's considerably longer than the largest ever wooden ship, which did have steel cross bracing, and it even needed a steam pump to pump out the water, which was a serious problem, leaking in. So yeah, but no, that wasn't a problem, and everything's fine. Your theory then, with a few modifications, a few excuses, it's all good. And there's a guy who has published a book, which I've got to get. I've got to get this book. It's John Woodmarap, and it is called Noah's Ark: A Feasibility Study. That has got to be one of the world's best reads. I'm going to buy that book, and you're going to hear about what's in it. But yeah, some topics in the book. Apparently, the number and kinds of animals. Manpower studies regarding 8 people caring for 16,000 animals. Special animal diets, problems overcome. Hibernation. What animals had to eat in the immediate post-flood world. survival and germination of seeds, mutual survival of freshwater and saltwater fish, inbreeding hazards overcome. Two founders have sufficient genetic diversity, the rapid recent origin of the HLA complex, the mitochondrial DNA clock compressed. Right, so you've got to come up with quite a few things there, or none of it's true. Lots of excuses, or this 2000, no, it's more than that, I don't know how old, this really old story, because it's in the Old Testament, written by desert tribesmen, might not be true, and then you don't need all these excuses. So you've got to balance it up. There's a guy quoted, or there's a phrase, Occam's razor. I'll paraphrase it. It says, all other things being equal, the simplest solution is the best. In other words, when multiple competing theories are equal in other respects, the principle recommends selecting a theory that introduces the fewest assumptions and postulates the fewest entities. So that's Occam's razor. Now let's apply Occam's razor, and we'll see quite quickly that this and everything in it is bullshit.